Hello, Jean. Nice to see you.
Hello, Alex.
Mm.
Know if you had the time, but I texted you in relation with the block note health check back that you reported.
It was old bug. I closed it as not
Oh,
reproducible. At least in Solo 057, everything deploys okay.
mm, perfect. Let there be more issues like this.
So current blocker is in 059.1 with TSS. Solo tries to check the status of consensus node too soon because in TSS it must wait at least 30 seconds more until some magic uh, string appeared in the log. So that
I think I just fixed that, and there should be a release 0.60, I think, which is with this fix applied.
just a second. I look in the tags. Release 60. Okay, I see. Release 60 51 minutes ago. Okay, good. I will use it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's
Jean.
very fresh.
It's a life saving. Hello, Jerome.
Hello. I don't know if we've tried 60 yet.
Yeah, I'll try 60. Just was pushed 51 minutes ago. I'll try it.
I'm fixing to try 60 on my Windows machine. Wish me luck.
Good
I
luck.
wish you luck. Okay, and also thank you for conference for solo conference. It was absolutely helpful.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was very, very well, I feel like it was a good in-depth level. Jean and Nevo did excellent. Thank you, John.
I'm happy it was helpful.
How was your flight?
Um,
No lanes, no delays?
It was fine. There were no delays.
Cool.
Everything went as planned. But it's Waco since we don't leave the Euro.
at Ashgraph, and then 60. Um, Ooh, let's see what happens. Does it blow up? All right, let me start Docker off since I shut it down earlier. I have my computer's like Alienware and it's a laptop. So any little thing makes the fans go into high mode or at least medium mode and it's really loud. So I Docker does have a pause, so I use that. But see, like it's just like it sounds like a miniature version taking off. But I actually found that it is actually like if you're like wanting to, it's got like a super loud fan mode for like when you're wanting to overclock it, and that's really, really loud. I thought that it was already loud. I didn't realize it got even louder. It's crazy. So yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can share my screen to make an interesting recording for anybody uh out there trying to watch this. NPM is still, let's see this. It's such a share window level. Okay, can you see my terminal? That says npm install
Yes,
-g. All right,
yes.
cool. All right. Cool. All right. I think theoretically, I'm gonna add the dev switch just because I want to see a good stack trace if it does blow up. But that's really all that does. So I think hopefully this will work. Oh, before I run that, I'm gonna do a quick little check here. Oh, it's picking something up. Oh, I think it's because oh, did I install it in Chocolatey? Or maybe I did because I was testing stuff. But why is it in oh, because Docker has one. Oh, it has multiple kube controls. Well, that's fine. Oh, maybe I should kill that. So I feel like cube control's fine because it's installed with Docker, so it's probably going to be in the path anyway. But let me kill the kind instance I have. Make sure. Well, you know what? I'm just going to run this first because before I start breaking stuff, and then I can try it afterwards. All right. Solo, one shot, single, deploy, dev. All right, let's see what happens. I was more or less doing this with the compiled version, and I got everything. I got to the end, yay! And so that's when I merged that and cut the release. So hopefully it still works now, because it's a slightly different path. You're installing it. Uh, there's not much that could happen, but some could. If it used something like a dev dependency or um, the post install script didn't pick something up, or there's all kinds of little tiny things that could potentially happen. Like this. What did it do? Something with kind. Why is it like that? Hmm. And how come it worked before?
Is this new?
Is it new?
Let me add a comment. Jeremy, it's a known solo known kind of behavior. It may not recognize kubectl in the past, kind in the past. Just retry. Some bug we need to fix someday, but that's not
Well,
because
but I just fixed a whole bunch of bugs. So that's a little concerning.
give me
But I
room.
mean, I can try it again just to see if you're
Yeah,
right, if it's just
Jerome,
run it again.
can you give me
But
room for joke, please? Please. So you fix a lot of bugs. I totally, but you may introduce some little regressions. Why not?
yeah, I mean, it's possible that somehow, uh, you know, sometimes I get it working on Windows and then I go polish it on the Mac side. So it is possible. I thought I ran it over here. Here,
A
let's go. Let's
suggestion,
do this.
suggestion, Jerome, please remove spaces from your path. So your path must not have any spaces, like tools space one.
Yeah,
That's
that's a good catch.
that's
Although
where
it's a
solo
bit of a
always breaks.
nightmare, but it's entirely possible. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do echo. Uh, there's probably, yeah, so there's
Yeah, should not
spaces
have
in
any
there.
spaces. That's true.
I bet that's what it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think you have to wrap it in double quotes or something weird. And this is, I mean, I can prefix it and then it'll probably work. Um, so it's trying to use that kind. I think actually it's probably, but I thought I fixed that.
So I
I mean,
suggestion.
I specifically did this to actually expose a bug. Like I put a tool space one so that I can make sure it was working. So somehow I don't know, but
Just for now, for this experiment, please create path that has no spaces. Just reconstruct the path with equal Java, C tools, user bin. That will be it.
that's probably what it was. But I guess my thought is why no, it's I guess it's just in the path altogether. So um okay. So then I guess I'll just here, let me just edit the path. Um here, let's do this. And then I'll just take this and I'll just make it shorter. Just a second. Let's see, what do I need here? Taking these NVIDIA stuff out. I don't need that.
Any idea what might be causing this issue?
Uh, well, it's probably what he said. It's the space, but I don't know why. Um, I mean, I added a bunch of code. It maybe it's because of the path but I don't understand like why uh certain things worked and certain things didn't, and it's because I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not that hard for me to dig into it and recreate it though. So especially considering the state of my machine's already kind of like in the right state to do it, so I could just like work it without changing the state. So and get it into the next release or a patch or something. But just give me a moment while I strip all of these. Mostly NVIDIA crap is what's doing it. It's not like I'm using anything in NVIDIA that would require that.
You might not want to delete the NVIDIA GPU computing can, etc.
I think I did install some, or maybe I think I made sure that were some drivers in NVIDIA so that I could. Oh, the Docker stuff is under program files, which has a space. That's annoying. But I got a different version of Q controller chocolate, so I guess I can remove that. Although, yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be fine. See, um, yeah, I was working on some LLM stuff, some AI stuff, and so NVIDIA has some drivers, Coop, I forget the name of it, sort of the C, that allows AI to leverage to.
CUDA.
That's it, CUDA. Yeah. So that might be why some of that stuff's in my path. I don't know. And there's that one. The tools one that I created on purpose because I was just more or less this same scenario, which is weird. All right. So I'm gonna do set or is it no? Is it yeah? Set path, and then I think I do equals on Windows. Pretty good. Try that and see what happens. All right. See if that works. Or if I missed a space, I might have missed a space. Well, I got past kind, so that's good.
Applause.
I don't know why kubectls taking so long, unless the Docker's got an older version or something like it. Surely it wouldn't like try to download it. That's not good.
So what was the problem exactly?
Uh, it yeah, so it's hung. Something's going wrong. Here, let's look at the logs. Um, there's space in the path,
Uh,
which
The
shouldn't.
path in which
So,
you're executing the command
huh?
is the path with the space inside the directory you're executing the command.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just because it's in the path at all.
Hmm.
I think some of the last set of changes I made, I was on my Mac and not on the Windows side. I was fixing test cases, and I think I had to modify some path related stuff for spawn, and so that's probably somehow like I basically set the path and then I use like the path, but I prepend the path with the solo source directory. So I'm guessing that's somewhere there is where it's blowing up. Source. Oh no, not this is yours. Dot solo. Where's my dot solo directory? Dot solo. logs, solo log. Here we go. And then go to the end. Mm. Can you, let's see, I think I can, you're still looking at my terminal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let me see. Uh, show this one. Okay. So, okay, so that one's that one. And then, so why is it downloading cube control? Command exited info could not find files for the given pattern where cube control .exe. Here, let's see what happens here. I think I really wanted just to say where cube control, but I took the Docker path out. And but it was also pulling my chocolatey. Did I pull the maybe I pulled the chocolatey out. Did I pull the chocolatey out too? Where's chocolatey at? Here, let's go up
So it
here.
should be doing only where kubectl without the .exe.
Oh, I must have pulled the chocolatey out of the path too somehow. Here, let's go back over here. So if I scroll, sorry, what were you saying?
So there it's not finding the kubectl because it's looking for where kubectl.exe, and it should be without it, without the exe.
Uh, it's because somehow it's not picking up the chocolatey bin. Either I deleted it or it was pulling in a
Hmm.
different directory. And so the Docker one I removed because it was program space files. And
Hmm.
so that's probably here. Let me switch my Zoom to switch back to my, oops. Well, that's fine. I was going to do that anyway. So here. Okay. So I basically added chocolatey at the end right here. So now it should pick up that version of, or here, let's actually just see, uh, where, okay. So let's try this again.
So it wasn't resolving it because there's no chocolate available.
Yeah, and theoretically it should have actually just downloaded it and did it, but it looks like it was running. Now, why in the world is it even trying to do this? Like that VF kit is for Podman thing. It must be some stuff I did over on crap. I guess I never came back over here and ran it. Well, that's disappointing. I may put in a patch for this in today then, because that's just minor there. It shouldn't. This is install kind check. Oh, it's because of the Docker. I pulled Docker out of the path. That's why it's doing that. Although
Hmm.
we probably need to put a block so it never actually even tries to do this on Windows because it won't work. It will work if you're in WSL, but I'm not doing WSL. So, uh, okay. So I guess in order to temporarily fix this, I need to put that Docker thing back in here. Let's go back over here, and that was where was the Docker? Here, let me just recopy this, and then I'll search for it. Easier. Actually, it's right there. Found it. I think I just put it in double quotes, and then it probably won't break then. Hopefully. See what happens. Hmm. Could not process kind is not recognized. But oh, it's probably because now it's using spawn, so I don't even know if it's using. Is it using this or not? Project spawn. See, that's yeah. Now you're getting into weird Windows land too. Because it might be using if it's spawning outside, then it might use the OS level. So then I have to go in there and fix all the OS level stuff, which means probably putting double quotes in on my path, which can be really annoying. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go in there and just fix the root cause issue. But is there a way for me to get past this temporarily? Yes, I think. Well, because C tools kind should be there, and I left that in here, right? I think, or I can just download it, maybe. But I don't know why that's not working now. Here, let me go into that tools directory, see if it's still there. I might have deleted.
Do you have any idea if the path ex that we use for creating the paths supports the double quote escaping when there's a space bar in the path?
Uh,
Because you're escaping when there's a space in the file path, it puts double quotes.
oh, yeah.
And do you have any idea if this is something that PathEX does?
No, oh wait, PathEX will not do, well, PathEX will just put the right path in there. So, hey, it's working.
Nice.
One of the changes I did in that PR, what that is make it so that it basically always requires all dependencies so that we don't run into one of those scenarios where it blows up in the middle of something, which resolves a lot of those weird issues that um, that was just mentioned by Alex. Like he's like, run it again and it fixes it because this happens all the time. Well, I put in some changes that hopefully gets rid of that. So all of this right here is something different than that. I hope. So hopefully, so Alex, once you start using 60 or higher, we should see all those issues go away. And if not, let me know because
Of course, yes. I
uh,
just started
it,
testing
it,
the 660.
and if they are gone, then we can close some of those tickets out because I left them open and I just put relates to the PR because I wasn't specifically recreating it, right? A lot of those are not 100% recreatable. They're like random recreatable. So not the best demo in the world though. Oh, it failed again. Yeah, well, still work to do. I'm glad I didn't like update all docs to say we support Windows. Oh, yeah, this is actually a known issue. This is actually a bit easier to resolve. This is a Windows thing. So if we go in here and open a terminal in admin mode, and then I can share my screen again because it'll um let's see. So let's see. I'm gonna close some stuff out and then I'll just open it around. Let's show the whole desktop. Let's see. I'm gonna close all that. Close this. Okay, that should be fine. And then let me share my screen. Where'd it go? Here, stop
We're
share.
seeing the terminal.
I know I'm mumbling. Screen 2. Okay. All right. So one of the issues with Windows is, and I was talking to Nathan about this, is that the port range 502, 11, 12, all those are actually very rarely used. And so Windows has this set of ports that it will use for a whole bunch of different temporary services. And so we are constantly conflicting with that. And so you can actually run this set of commands here Um, but it requires admin mode. You can also run solo in admin mode on Windows, and then it will just actually auto resolve it. But and on Windows, when you run in admin mode, it still uses your user profile, so you don't have to worry about it using like a different directory for solo, which is nice. But it is still a bit weird, and a lot of enterprise users may not have admin access to their laptop. So, but yeah. So anyway, this kind of like resolves that usually. So now I can just go in here, and then I need to run solo one shot destroy. And that's not supposed to happen. Hmm. I think another bug fix that I wait, which PR did it? Actually, that's no, that's fine.
I think that the easiest way for you to validate it is use K9s and see if the namespace and the context match. Because to me, this looks more of a cluster reference than context.
Make sure it's um yeah, somehow it's not
I
yeah,
think
that's a
it's not
bug.
matching the namespace.
That's another bug.
Yeah, I think it's because it just randomizes it. Maybe it doesn't fall to the vocal config to find the correct name.
Um
Because then I think the namespace was different in their message. Yeah,
oh, was
that's it.
it?
There's a different namespace in there. Yeah. This
Yeah,
namespace,
there is actually. Oh, actually that's the file I want there. But I made it so that I've worked on this a lot to make it more robust so that if it catches at a certain point, and like say, for example, that namespace is not there, it should exit gracefully and just keep going. So I must have missed something
there
because
are two deployments.
I caught something very similar already. Yeah. And so all those other runs were basically jacking up this in here too. And so, oh, some of this is even from before, and I didn't run that remove command because I'm trying to get away from that. If I'd have run that remove command, it'd probably be fine. That's probably what it's also doing is that, and that's I think the difference is the cluster, the cluster itself is not even there. That's
Mm,
probably that's a different error. Okay, so and before the namespace wasn't there, and so I think I handle that, but actually the cluster itself is not there. That because last night I was running it with the dual cluster setup, which gave this end-to-end C1, because you have the C1 and the C2. And so I was
should we
deploying,
should we
well,
be cleaning up
that's
the
just,
local config?
huh?
I think we should be cleaning up the local config when we run one shot single destroy.
Oh, no, no, it is. I didn't run it. I just deleted the cluster and never
Oh,
touched local
okay.
config.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one of the things that we haven't yet done that we need to do before we get, as we're polishing this into a diamond, so to speak, is we need to automatically clean up local config, like under certain commands and conditions. And so, but we need to be able to handle this, and it's not that hard to handle it. I just hadn't ran into it yet, so that's why it's doing that. Um, so the destroy is basically you'll just run through and delete, delete, delete. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think as far as this demo goes, let me just go ahead and well, let me think about that for a second. Because yeah, so it'll detect the cluster and it'll just do that. So I'll just do this and then just remove it. Is it remove file? Is it or yeah, I don't think it's man, it's been like forever since I've fully
I
worked in
think you
Windows.
used del.
Yeah,
DL.
that's what it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually did it earlier without thinking. And then I think
Yeah,
about it and I'm like, what?
yeah, that's me.
Sometimes that happens. All right, so let me write it again.
Did you delete the cluster or the
No,
namespace?
I didn't delete the cluster. Yeah, I deleted the namespace, I think. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I left the solo setup in there, but that should be fine. All right, try it again. We're only 30 minutes. This is a long, cold startup. But if I can get it to work on Windows, that's an accomplishment in itself. But I found a lot of bugs here, and this is recorded, so I can always go back and watch the recording if I forget what it was. Got some path issues. Got some solo destroy if the cluster ref is gone, and you got a different cluster.
You won't get bored.
Yeah, for sure.
Once I finish this issue, do you want me work on the design for the caching logic? Or should I work on the 28 blocknote chart release for the plugins?
Is the block node thing is blocking people?
I'm not sure. Nathan told me during the
Or
conference.
do they have a workaround they're using right now?
I'm not sure. I think it should be, in theory, easy to do it by themselves. But
Alex, did you report that one? I think did you mention Alex's name on that?
Which one?
the 28 version of blocknote chart has some plugins that need to be enabled, like the health check and etc.
Yes, that's a big conversation. So if you cannot just switch to blocknote 28 something, and there might be some surprises. Yes, of course.
Are we
Uh,
using 27 right now, I guess? And so this
I
is
think
the new one.
27.
27, yeah, 27 's latest stable. So 27 latest stable when everything works okay. Just a second, let me reset what I try to tell. Uh, to switch to 28, let me recall what I did.
I created an issue about it.
Ah, yes, for 28, there was some issues on deploying things to Latitude, where I legitimately work it around as creating PVC, which is persistent volume claims, manually in a script before solo. Because if you let it do it solo, it will not create PVC for Pikachu plugins, and everything will hang. Okay, so if you just look at names in the Helm chart mountable volumes and create PVC by script for yourself for each block node, everything will deploy. But again, this is kind of costly workaround, requires scripting. So I suggest for now use 27.
Yeah, we're still in 26.2. I pulled that up just now. So
So
um,
I
what
shouldn't
I
work
would
on
do
the
is
20.
is I would work on the caching first because once you get done with that draft, then Nathan and I will need to read through it, and it might take us a while before we get back to you with and continue to work on it. So if you get some of the cache stuff going, and then get it over to us to take a look, then you can then work on that while you're waiting for us to respond. Because it sounds like, the word is still at 26.2, but they need changes probably to start testing 28, but they probably have already been doing the workaround similar to what Alex is describing. So I don't know.
So okay, let me restate. So life with Solo will be okay up to block node 27, where no changes needed. Okay, good. So enjoy unmodified Solo up to block node version 27. With version 28 and other fixes, they introduce additional array of plugins, they install block nodes that require additional persistent volume, which Solo doesn't support or Solo doesn't know or whatever happened. I don't see any guilty part on Solo's side. Uh,
Oh, are you talking about that PVC thing that you were talking to me about?
yes, I've sorted it out. Absolutely. So I manually create
Yeah, I don't
before.
know. That actually may not be an issue for us because kind automatically has a default
Ah,
storage
yes, yes, yes.
class.
What I'm telling on latitude where kind is not available. There's no kind on latitude.
Yeah.
Yes, it worked for you with kind. Okay, continue on latitude. So no problem. So what I did for all block nodes, for all names, just go in two nested loops and create persistent volumes of whatever they needed, including Pikachu plugins. After that, everything deploys and run okay. No issues or no modification needed from Solo.
But did you say, but what about the plugins? I think that was the change we had to do.
Uh-huh. So they move mounting point plugins from main hello chart to Pikachu.yaml, and it's simple as just add additional mounting point for Pikachu, which is I did in a script, easy, and life is good.
Um, okay, so all you did was to get the PVCs to work for the plugins. But I think what we were understanding is they removed all the plugins as being default, and then you have to manually enable them.
No, you can modify the set of plugins you need, but by default they enable all plugins. Okay, but anyway, somebody must create persistent volume before Solo deploys for plugins. That's what I did in the script, and life is good. So no changes from Solo.
But you
I
said you already overrode the plugins
No, I
list.
not overrode plugins. I add persistent volume creation for plugins in order
Oh.
to deploy things to
But
Latitude Web.
did you somehow have a values file that specified which plugins you wanted as part
Uh,
of your deployment process?
I do not modify, do not touch list of plugins. I always use default list of plugins.
okay.
Okay.
I think
Well,
what we'll need to do, Jeremy, is
maybe
uh
we just need to go in there first, bump up to 27, and then merge that, and then, well, I don't know, 27. We try to stick to mainnet. We need to make sure they're all compatible though. But we could put a PR out there just to see what happens with 27, and then put another PR out there with 28, and then see what happens. Because
pretty
I don't
much
know.
I think what we do for the PVC's flag when you pass it to a network deploy is just set a value inside the values file, which should handle the creation of the PVCs hopefully, and maybe that is all that will be needed.
Well, see, the thing is like if that PVC's flag in consensus in our deployment just tells us to use PVCs for our consensus nodes. That's all that does. So what if block node needs to deploy a PVC, then what it'll do is and I think I was actually looking at that code with Alex. What it does is it just uses the default storage class by not specifying a storage class. And in kind, when you ask for a storage class and it is the default storage class, then what it does is it gives you the Rancher one, the local provisioner or something like that. And so um, it's automatic for us basically. It just wasn't automatic for Alex because he's running in a bare metal Kubernetes and it didn't have a default storage class. See how it says default right here? So
Yeah.
if they don't so if the block node Helm chart wants a PVC and it doesn't set up a storage class on that PVC, then Kind takes care of it for us.
Yes,
But Alex doesn't get that for free. And so that's what Alex is talking about.
Yes, and thank you for Jerome. Number five. Uh, Jerome taught me how to use Rancher, and what I do is for latitude deployments, just in two nested loops for all block nodes, for all mountain volumes they wanted, I just go Rancher and create those PVCs. And life became easy for me. It's
Yeah.
not a problem for kind.
And it gives you full control too, because if somebody goes in there and adds another PVC later, it'll blow up so that you can decide what you want to do with that PVC.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And last item, I finally learned how to accurately create PVC for myself and destroy them.
Cool. Yeah. Kubernetes expert Alex. Yeah. So, so yeah, this is I think separate from what Nathan said we had. Who was it that gave us that thing about the plugins that we
Freddy,
Nathan.
Alfred. Okay.
Freddie?
Oh, Freddy introduced those array of plugins. It called release Pikachu. So whatever you want, you just drag and drop new plugins. They will automatically deploy. Um, yes, and in for local deployment with kind, everything fine automatically. For latitude, we need to manually create, not a problem. And for official deployment to testnet, people from Dan Alviso already took care about that because they have static IPs. Period. Done.
So so Jean, in reference to your ticket though, who told you we needed to create that ticket? I forget. Was that Nathan or was it Freddie
Nathan
or
told me during the release engineering conference that there will be this piece of work once we come back.
okay. And he said 28?
Yeah, he said 28, and I also checked the release. It's written as breaking changes to because of the OCI. But if they've made them enabled by default, there might be nothing to work on except for possibly resolving this issue with the PVCs.
Okay. Well, okay, well, we'll just have to continue to investigate.
I'll
But yeah,
just
go ahead and see.
switch Walker to it and test it now.
Okay. Let's see, account create, nope, account, ledger create. Hmm, what did I do?
Ledger is first before account.
Okay, that makes sense. I was fixing to say, like, maybe, mm, oh, it's not, I guess, defaulted. That's weird. I would think it would, but I guess not. I guess you can't. I guess you could default the cluster ref, not the deployment. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Although maybe we need to enhance that a bit. Yeah, we'll get this changed soon. That'll be easier. Be stat. It's really annoying on Windows. You need to get these splines. And it leaves them out there too. It's really annoying too. It's working. And then similarly, I should be able to go to so let's see. Okay. Yeah, or 47. Yeah, 1647. Yeah, cool. All right, it's working. Yay! Wasn't graceful and slick, but it works. Oh
It
man,
did work.
it did work. Thank goodness. But yeah, but it wasn't flawless, unfortunately. But it's progress for sure. Um, I think I'd like to put a patch in with that path stuff before I give it to Keith though.
Jeremy, I must question who is responsible for testing Solo on Windows? So let's suppose for Linux, for all our needs, I do test Solo, and I'm responsible for that, and I'm major consumer of Solo. But for Windows, for community, who is like ultimately responsible person for testing and regressions?
So what the plan is right now is that I will basically alter our test harness to also run a portion of our test harness through Windows, so that we can make sure that core functionality is working on both Windows. But the Windows servers, GitHub hosted runners have a limited amount of RAM. So we really need to continue to merge a lot of the stuff that allows all the components to reduce their memory footprint so that Solo can run with a smaller window memory footprint and thus more easily fit inside that limited amount of memory on those GitHub hosted runners. Additionally, once I got this to a point and I felt like, okay, it's kind of working, which I now have some bugs to fix with that whole path business. I was going to basically give it to a developer in the community who she's working on our Hiero Ledger SDK C++, but she's not a LimeChain or Hashgraph employee, so she doesn't have access to our laptop. So she's running off of a Windows machine and she's blocked. And so I'll let her know that she can pull it down and get it working. And then I was going to give it to Keith because Keith also has it, and Keith can very successfully blow stuff up too. But I don't think we got an official person labeled as a human going in there and just making sure it works.
Okay,
So,
I
but
see gaps. So Jeremy, bear with me. So I see all person you mentioned the perfect cool guys, but we need automated system that deploy things on Windows automatically, run tests, minimal tests, and publish results in our AWS S3 server just to make everything trackable. If you wish, I can volunteer to be that. I have infrastructure ideas to make it work.
oh yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
So what just
If you
what
want,
actually
you can use if you want, you can use version 60. It's just you're going to have to play with the path a little bit, and then once I get the path fixed, then you can tweak it to not have to do that.
yeah, my point is I automated that deployment of Solo for single node for minimalistic things and it running. It's perfectly well. So in single node deployment with Solo, I deploy all stuff in 16 gigs. It's deployable and runnable microtest. So what I want to do, just do the same for Windows, just to make sure Solo deploys things on Windows as a reference
Cool.
in automated
Oh
way.
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because yes,
That-
the Murphy law tells if you rely on many other people who don't feel big responsibility for that, you will never get results, so to speak.
oh yeah.
Okay, let
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
put it as a as my to-do list. Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Alex. That's a blessing to my ears.
Okay, I'll take care
I
about
I think
else.
I think even Jean is happy about that, even though he's muted. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah, because what I see for Windows, we're kind of always talking to people who like 5% in this project, so to speak, which is
Yeah.
according to Murphy law means nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me automate system and regularly test it and post results to have a back
Yeah.
reference to Windows situation. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so they're also shipping us like little tiny 16 gig Windows laptops. They're shipping one. So Jeffrey got his, Nathan got his. They're shipping one to me. I guess it's in transit, and they're working on getting Jean and Evo and maybe Boris. I can't remember one. I think they have to work out some more details. I don't know if those have they. They haven't asked for your address yet, have they, Jean?
No, but was one chain handle the delivery to the office?
Oh, okay, okay. So then maybe they have what they I don't know. But yeah, so we'll all have little tiny 16 gig Windows laptops. That's like our minimum requirement. Um but we're not going to be exhaustively, testing those things. It's more about just making sure that we're able to properly reproduce issues and then go in there every once in a while. So having you have something set up to automatically do stuff is way better, especially with all your reporting and stuff like that you have configured. But we also, like I said, we want to get some stuff in the test harness, but technically those are Windows server OSs and not like Windows 10, Windows 11. And my machine here is a Windows 11. But I think our community members actually running Windows 10. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to move away from WSL is among other reasons. But the WSL2 actually has different behaviors and implementations for Windows 10 and Windows 11, and there's certain features that you can only get if you move to Windows 11, which could be a blocker for some people because they might have an old machine that doesn't have the necessary requirements to be able to move to Windows 11. So then they're stuck at Windows 10. And there's actually a lot of people who actually just prefer Windows 10 because it's not um, as bloated with Microsoft hooks and stuff. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, thank you so much, Alex. That's a great volunteer. I really appreciate that.
Okay, good
Oh,
Um,
timing. So I just tried version S60 with block node with TSS mod. Still same error. Unfortunately, you not fixed that. So you not
which one?
okay. Let me share screen if possible. Share
Yeah,
screen.
which error are you referring to?
I will absolutely submit a okay. Version 60, as you see, 60, it's cool. Then I'm deploying consensus node with flex TSS and see check node is active, it's good. But unfortunately, get waypoint fail for this waiting ledger ID fail, everything
Wait,
fail.
isn't that the fix that you put in there, Jean, last night? Or this
yeah, I
morning,
was
last
able
night?
to run it locally.
No, unfortunately, I see errors.
Yeah.
So not fixed. So again, what you did is just probably fix this active state. Yes, formally active because you see word active in a log. That's good. But unfortunately, gRPC webpoint failed because it tried to reach it too soon. It needs approximately 30 more seconds. Or what Michael Tinker said, just watch for a
Yeah,
special line in
that's
the log.
what wait for ledger ID does.
Error. Okay, not disputable. Sorry, I send you link with logs right
Yeah, yeah.
now. And this is blocker. Blocker, please focus.
Well, so Jean, should your change have worked, or is this just slightly different?
I think I saw that the task is being skipped, which I think
Oh.
it depends on a check, which checks if inside the remote config if the TSS is enabled.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
You have all logs.
Oh, he's bypassing that. He's his scripts are doing it his own way, probably. That
I'll
might be the
check
problem.
my watching.
Okay, so idea is we need to certify TSS absolutely without any shortcuts with half of
No,
dozen.
so the problem, Alex, is that so inside Solo we now support TSS, and so when you set certain things to you configure Solo by just saying it's like TSS and then and then wraps or something like that, and if you set those, then Solo deploys all that stuff, and so what's happening is you've built your stuff to support TSS without telling Solo that you're doing TSS. And so Solo looks and says, "Oh, we're not doing TSS, so no reason to run this check."
Okay, my question
So
is,
so if
yes,
you just tell Solo that you're running TSS and
how?
see if it does the check correctly.
Because
Uh,
I'm set to TSS when I start consensus node with this half of dozen properties. Wraps enable true, TSS extreme mode, blah blah.
Yeah, Solo now does that all for you.
But
You
how
just
to
have to
tell
tell
Solo I'm
Solo to
yes,
do
how
it.
to tell Solo I'm doing TSS? What's the
uh,
mechanism?
there's a TSS flag. I'll tell you.
Can you put that in the one of our channels that has or send it to Alex directly or put it in a channel that
Yes,
has Alex and
yes,
either one.
please send me what I need to do on
Actually, put
Solo.
it into that program. Actually, I think Alex, it might be in that program A5 solo channel, honestly. But but either way, just yeah, send it to Alex, make sure he has it, or
Yeah,
tag him into one of those
please send
other
me
conversations.
direct message. So
And
just
then that way he can test it again and see if it's already fixed
yeah,
or if there's another
bear with
change
me
we need to do.
for a second. So there are half of dozen properties that properly set wraps enabled and wrappers and blah blah blah. Does Solo exactly copy that behavior?
Uh,
Uh,
let me check.
Maybe copy it and paste and send that to us just to make sure that we've got all of those. I think there's also a dash dash force you might have to do on the mirror node side if you don't
Yes.
have the right release versions and all that. Yeah, send that to us, and then that way Jean can reply back how to configure that
Okay,
because there is a bit of a that's also inside that A5 channel I mentioned, I think, or maybe that one the force
You,
flag. I can't remember if I put that in the A5 or if that was in a thread for Nana. I don't
let
Alex,
remember.
me
can you also send me the PR run?
Jerome and yeah, Jean.
Yeah, JA. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I need to drop, use the restroom, and then join that
Uh-huh.
A5 meeting. I think we're all
Okay,
or
super cool. So
are.
if you reply today, that will be unblocking me significantly. Thank you very much. Let's
Yeah, yeah. And
thank you.
okay, cool. Thank you, Alex.
Uh-huh.
Talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye.